Max's story continues. He's such a good boy. He loves to wear jackets in the wintertime. And here you see him coming out for the morning.
Good morning.
And me taking his jacket off and giving him some scratches and snuggles. And just look at how happy and sweet he is. He's 80 pounds of goofy loving. When we started working with Max's desensitization, the furthest, or I should say the closest that we could get, is where you see us in that picture. That was his non-reactivity point. We worked with him for a while at that distance, and then I tried to bring this person in closer to see how he would do. And it didn't go so well. Max was very reactive. But I left this video in because it shows the level of Max's reactivity to quite ferocious. And he does have a bite history. So we went back to square one with trying to keep a non-reactive distance for him, because the goal really is to reward him for non-reactivity, not to correct him for reactivity. The only reason I corrected in that last video was because I wanted him to know that the behavior he was exhibiting was not acceptable. But it's much better when you're doing rehabilitative work to keep them non-reactive and reward for that rather than correct for reactivity. So the goal here is just to reward him for keeping a loose body and a wagging tail and not barking or being ferocious at the person that's walking around. Then we got to this point where we could get her up to the gate after several sessions, and he would get reactive whenever she stood up out of the chair and moved around. But here you see that she's able to stand up, walk behind me, walk around, continue to give him rewards, treats for non-reactivity, and he did very well. So he has gotten to the point where people can actually come up to the gate and work with him at that distance. Every once in a while he barks at her, whips at her, but we think it's because he's wanting more treats. He seems to do that when the treats stop. So he's basically saying, come on, more treats, more treats.
Oh, is your friend back there? Yes, that's your friend? Good job. Good job. Good boy. What a good boy. Well, also,
you'll notice that her chair is still pretty far from the fence.
Good boy.
We've now managed to get him to where the chair can be right next to the fence, and the person that we're working with can be right there without creating reactivity from him.
You're a good boy. You're a good boy. Oh,
And it's hard to tell in this picture, but that chair is almost right next to the fence. He doesn't have to reach over very far in order to give him treats by hand. And he's actually been taking treats from the hand of the person that is working with him. Through the fence, of course. So he's progressing. His progress has been slow because I don't have a lot of time to dedicate to training him, and it's hard to generate enough people to come and work with him on a weekly basis. But he is doing better and better. He's less and less reactive. And I think he'll get there. I think that he can progress to the point of non-reactive. Max is a great guy. He needs a forever family, a forever person. Thank you so much for watching. Please share his video in the hopes that we can find him his forever person.